Have you ever noticed that the moments when you most want to feel peaceful are often the moments when your mind becomes the loudest? You sit down to meditate. You close your eyes. You take a deep breath. And instead of silence, your thoughts begin racing. Old memories return. Anxiety appears out of nowhere. Your body feels restless. After a few minutes, you wonder if you're simply bad at meditation. Most people stop there. They assume they're doing something wrong. But what if the real problem isn't your meditation? What if it's your nervous system? For thousands of years, spiritual traditions have spoken about inner peace, as though it were something we could simply choose. Be present. Let go. Observe your thoughts. Beautiful advice. But there is one problem. A dysregulated nervous system cannot access peace simply because it wants to. It reacts long before your conscious mind has a chance to make a decision. And once you understand this, something remarkable happens. You stop blaming yourself. You begin understanding yourself. Modern neuroscience has begun uncovering something ancient contemplative traditions seemed to intuit long ago. Your state shapes your perception. The world you experience is not only determined by your thoughts, it's determined by the condition of your nervous system. Imagine waking up after a terrible night's sleep. Everything feels heavier. Small inconveniences become unbearable. People seem more irritating. The future looks uncertain. Now imagine waking after deep, restorative sleep. The same world suddenly feels different. The traffic hasn't changed. Your job hasn't changed. Your relationships haven't changed. But your experience has. What changed was the system interpreting reality. This is why two people can live through the same situation and come away with completely different emotional experiences. Reality matters, but your nervous system decides how reality is felt. This insight lies at the heart of Polyvagal Theory, developed by neuroscientist Stephen Porges. The theory suggests that your nervous system is constantly asking one silent question: am I safe? Not intellectually, biologically. Long before conscious thought appears, your body scans faces, voices, environments, posture, breathing, and countless other signals. This process happens automatically, every second. If your body detects safety, something extraordinary becomes possible. Curiosity, creativity, compassion, connection, learning, presence. But if your nervous system detects danger, even when no immediate threat exists, your biology shifts, your breathing changes, your muscles tighten, your attention narrows, your thoughts become repetitive. The future suddenly feels threatening. Meditation in that state often becomes frustrating rather than peaceful, because the mind isn't broken, it's protecting you. This changes everything. Many people approach spiritual growth as though it were purely mental. They read books, listen to podcasts, collect profound ideas, yet they remain trapped in the same emotional patterns. Why? Because insight alone doesn't regulate biology. You can understand peace intellectually, while your nervous system remains convinced the world is unsafe. And when biology and philosophy disagree, biology usually wins. This is why ancient contemplative practices almost always begin with the body. Breathing, stillness, posture, rhythm, silence. Not because these rituals are magical, but because they communicate safety directly to the nervous system. Before meditation changes your mind, it changes your body. Consider how anxiety actually feels. Your heart beats faster. Your shoulders tighten. Your jaw clenches. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your vision narrows. Your attention searches for danger. Notice something. These aren't thoughts. They're bodily states. Thoughts come afterward. The body speaks first. The mind creates the story later. This explains why trying to think positively while deeply anxious often feels impossible. You're asking the conscious mind to overpower a biological alarm system. It's like trying to whisper over a fire alarm. The alarm isn't interested in logic. It's interested in survival. Meditation becomes powerful precisely because it doesn't argue with the nervous system. It gently teaches it a new experience. Safety. Again, and again, and again. At first, this feels almost invisible. 5 minutes of breathing may not seem life-changing. 10 minutes of quiet may appear insignificant, but the nervous system learns through repetition, not intensity. Just as a river slowly carves stone, repeated moments of safety begin reshaping neural pathways. Modern neuroscience calls this neuroplasticity. Ancient traditions simply called it practice. Different language, same principle. Each moment of genuine presence becomes evidence that not every silence is dangerous. Not every stillness hides a threat. Not every pause requires vigilance. Little by little, the body begins believing what the mind has wanted to believe all along. I am safe. This shift changes more than stress levels. It changes identity. Many people unknowingly organize their personality around survival. They become perfectionists because mistakes once felt dangerous. They become people pleasers because rejection once felt unbearable. They become hyper-independent because depending on others once led to disappointment. Over time, these behaviors stop feeling like strategies. They feel like personality. I've always been this way. But have you? Or has your nervous system been adapting for years? This is one of the most liberating discoveries a person can make. Not everything you call yourself is actually your deepest self. Some of it is protection, and protection is not identity. Spiritual traditions often describe awakening as remembering who you truly are. From a psychological perspective, perhaps awakening is also remembering who you were before fear became your primary teacher. This doesn't mean becoming naive. Life contains genuine danger. Pain exists. Loss exists. Uncertainty exists. The goal isn't to convince yourself that everything is safe. The goal is helping your nervous system recognize the difference between real danger and remembered danger. That distinction changes the quality of your entire life. Think about how often your body reacts to memories as though they were happening now. A single criticism reminds you of childhood. A difficult conversation feels like rejection. A delayed text message becomes abandonment. Your conscious mind knows you're an adult. Your nervous system sometimes doesn't. Meditation creates a gentle interruption in this automatic cycle, not by forcing calm, but by making space between sensation and reaction. Within that space, something extraordinary begins to emerge. Freedom. Not the freedom to control the world, but the freedom to stop being controlled by every internal alarm your body has learned to sound. And perhaps this is where neuroscience quietly meets spirituality, because every great contemplative tradition points toward the same realization. There's a part of you that can observe experience without becoming consumed by it. A quiet awareness that notices fear without becoming fear, that notices sadness without becoming sadness, that notices thought without believing every thought. The nervous system may become activated, but awareness remains untouched. This distinction is subtle, yet it changes everything. Most people spend their lives trying to eliminate uncomfortable emotions. They fight anxiety. They resist sadness. They suppress anger. But resistance often strengthens the very experience they're trying to escape. The nervous system interprets constant resistance as another sign that something must be wrong. The cycle continues. Meditation offers a completely different approach. Instead of asking, "How do I stop feeling this?" it quietly asks, "Can I stay present with this without running away?" That single shift changes the conversation. You're no longer trying to defeat your nervous system. You're learning its language. Imagine comforting a frightened child. You wouldn't scream, "Calm down." You wouldn't criticize them for feeling afraid. You would slow your voice. Remain present. Offer safety before advice. Your nervous system responds in much the same way. It doesn't heal through force. It heals through consistent experiences of safety. This is why progress often feels slower than people expect. The nervous system isn't measuring your motivation. It's measuring your consistency. One peaceful meditation won't erase years of chronic stress, but hundreds of small moments of regulation begin teaching your biology a completely new way of existing. Over time, something remarkable happens. The pauses between stressful reactions become longer. The recovery becomes faster. Situations that once overwhelmed you now feel manageable. Not because life became easier, because your internal foundation became stronger. From the outside, very little appears to have changed. From the inside, everything has. This transformation has been described in many different ways throughout history. Philosophers spoke of inner freedom. Mystics spoke of awakening. Psychologists speak of emotional integration. Neuroscientists speak of neural adaptation. Different words, the same movement, from unconscious reaction to conscious presence. Perhaps this is why genuine spiritual growth rarely feels dramatic. People often expect enlightenment to arrive like lightning, a sudden explosion of insight, a permanent state of bliss. But real transformation is usually much quieter. You notice that someone criticizes you, and your body no longer enters panic. You face uncertainty, and your breathing remains steady. You experience disappointment, and your sense of self remains intact. These moments may not look extraordinary, yet they reveal something profound. Your nervous system is no longer organizing your entire life around fear. Instead, it has begun trusting the present moment. This trust cannot be forced. It must be experienced repeatedly. Each conscious breath becomes evidence. Each moment of mindful awareness becomes another message sent through your body. You survived. You are here. This moment is different from the past. Over time, the body begins believing it, not because you convinced it intellectually, because you showed it again and again. This may also explain why so many people abandon meditation too early. The first thing meditation reveals isn't peace, it's noise. Not because meditation creates chaos, because it exposes the chaos that was already there. The mind has always been busy. The body has always carried tension. Meditation simply removes the distractions that kept you from noticing. At first, this can feel discouraging, but it's actually a sign that awareness is growing. You cannot heal what you refuse to see, and you cannot regulate what you never notice. Awareness always comes before transformation. This is where compassion becomes essential. Many people judge themselves for becoming distracted during meditation. They see wandering thoughts as failure. But every time you gently notice your attention drifting and return to your breath, you're practicing something far more important than concentration. You're practicing returning to your body, returning to the present, returning to yourself. Perhaps this is the deepest purpose of meditation. Not escaping life, not transcending your humanity, but inhabiting it completely. To live inside your own body without constantly fighting it. To experience emotion without drowning in it. To meet uncertainty without immediately collapsing into fear. This is not emotional perfection. It is emotional flexibility. And flexibility is one of the greatest signs of a healthy nervous system. A rigid tree breaks in the storm. A flexible tree bends and survives. Human beings are no different. The strongest person is not the one who never feels fear. It is the one who can feel fear without surrendering their entire identity to it. That ability doesn't emerge overnight. It grows quietly through countless ordinary moments. A conscious inhale, a slower exhale, a few minutes of stillness before the day begins, a decision to observe instead of immediately reacting. These moments seem almost insignificant, yet together they reshape an entire life. Perhaps the ancient teachers understood something we are only now beginning to explain scientifically. Peace is not merely a state of mind. It is also a state of the body. And when the body finally feels safe, the mind no longer needs to wage war against itself. Maybe that is why the deepest spiritual experiences are so often described with the same words. Stillness, presence, silence. Not because silence contains magical powers, but because beneath the endless noise of fear, urgency, and survival, silence is where your nervous system remembers what safety feels like. And perhaps in that quiet space, you don't become someone new. You simply stop being ruled by everything you were never meant to carry. Because spiritual growth isn't about escaping your human nature. It's about creating the conditions where your humanity can finally unfold without fear. And that journey doesn't begin somewhere far away. It begins with the next breath, the one you're taking right now.